Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. So, we are in Amrutanubhava, chapter 6, words devalued. Till 74th OV, we saw that this is not Atma, so ignorance was devalued. All the words with reference to ignorance were devalued, and now 75th OV onwards, what is Atma? The Atma, the self. So many adjectives are used to explain the Atma, and now Jnaneshwar Maharaj is devaluing them also, because Atma, excuse me, Atma is beyond words, transcendental to words. Therefore, no word can, excuse me, can touch the self. Now we are in the 87th OV. After all these examples we saw, Shiva has held the moon on his locks. Can the moon adorn itself by being on her own head? And all these the eyes cannot see the eyes, the tongue cannot taste the tongue, the awakened cannot be woken up, the sandalwood cannot be smeared by the sandalwood, the color cannot taint the color, the pearls cannot become ornaments for themselves. Just if you take it further, the eyes cannot see the eyes. They can see everything else, but they cannot see themselves. The mind cannot think mind. See, the mind cannot think mind. This is reality. That will take you to that point. Because, and he says, if all this is possible, then you can come to know the Atman objectively, otherwise you can't. Taisa Atma Raju Zava Jnana Matrachi Bhariva Ata Jnane Jnanasi Kheva Kaise Dije. In the same way, the Atman is pure knowledge. How can the knowledge know the knowledge? How can the wave know the water? It cannot. It is not possible, because it is water. How can water know water? Then what was wave? Acceptance of conditionings was wave. Acceptance of these conditionings is individuality. Stop accepting these conditionings. You are what you were always, you will be always. There is a unique expression of Jnaneshwar Maharaj to call Paramatma as solid space, Chid Ghana, that is the word he uses. Or elsewhere, space is that which gives existence to different shapes because of its emptiness. Gold is solid space for all the ornaments. So also, Paramatma is solid space in the sense that it has the potentiality to manifest in many forms. Paramatma is solid space in the sense that it has the potentiality to manifest in many forms. Just as vision has the potentiality to manifest as many colors and forms, the man has potentiality to express as many roles. Gold has the potentiality to express as many ornaments. Water has potentiality to express as many waves. Similarly, if we go back from the world, the mind has potentiality to express as many senses, or mind has potentiality to express as many thoughts. See, go even further. Mind has potentiality to express as many beings in the dream. So also in the waking. As many consciousnesses. As many consciousnesses. Then who is expressing, compared to, if I just can extend it a little bit, for all the beings in the dream, your mind will be the avyakta, is the unmanifest, is the shakti, is the potentiality which itself has manifested into all the variety. And whose shakti? Find out. It's my mind, then your shakti. So is true in the waking also, that the mind is manifesting, has the potential. The moment you wake up, the potential expresses as the variety. And we get caught up in the variety and lose the plot. Don't get caught up. Don't get caught up. Don't give the references too much importance. Because when you give importance to the reference called wife, then husband comes up. You give undue importance to the reference called children, father comes up. Who is miserable? Husband and father are miserable. Man is not miserable. Similarly, you give too much reference to seeing, hearing, what is seen, what is heard, what is smelt, then who is miserable? The seer is miserable, the hearer is miserable, the taster is miserable, the smeller is miserable. Is the eye miserable? No. Mind is allowing all these to come and go. Mind is not miserable. You are imagining that the mind is miserable. It is these fictitious imaginations, these fictitious roles, which are the miserable ones. You can never be miserable. So who are you? Just as Paramatma or Atman is the solid space and has the potentiality to manifest in many forms, Same thing is happening here also. I just showed it to you. Adi Shankara in Sadachar describes Paramatma as Satchidananda Kanda, that in which all the potentiality is inherent to manifest as multiplicity. So who is Paramatma? Paramatma, just like we saw in the beginning, first chapter of Amrutanubhava, who is Paramashiva, in whom the potentiality to manifest as the multiplicity is inherent, and for that he thinks about his potentiality and the potentiality expresses. See? At this moment, because I am thinking, the speech is coming. Without my will, if I take it according to Paramashiva, invoking his potentiality, actually speaking, it is not even his will. It is a phenomena which is happening by itself. It is not even his will. That is only told for explanation purposes. That the Paramashiva as if wanted to experience himself, as if. So it is not a will. The sun wanted to experience himself, so he created a reflection in the waters. Did he? It is happening. So all the roles are happening, all the variety is happening, all the multiplicity is happening, all the manifestation, unmanifestation is happening. And Paramatma is that Satchidananda Kanda in which all the potentiality is inherent to manifest as multiplicity, yet never suffers the bondage of becoming many. So mind doesn't suffer the bondage of the dream. The moment you wake up, zero value. The eyes do not suffer the bondage of what they have seen. Right now they were seeing something else. Now they are in the satsang, they are seeing, hearing, whatever. Then they will go on to do the next thing, next word, next experience, next stimuli. They are not attached. Mind is also not attached. One thought, go, next. Next. One after the other thoughts are coming. Mind is also not attached to any thought. Mind is also not attached to any thought. So if none of the equipments is attached to any of their expressions, who are you? Who is this fool? Who is attached to the expressions? Who is attached to the potentiality? Find out. Dive into yourself and find out. So nothing can be attached to anything in this creation. Nothing is attached. If there is no attachment, there is no detachment also. But they say you have to attach to detach, you have to attach to the higher to detach from the lower. Because you have given value to lower and higher, so we have to use that language. If you have the reality of inside and outside, then we'll say go from outside to inside. If you have given the reality to individual and total, then we'll say, move through the 7 chakras to the total. But where is all this? All this is in your imagination only. Don't get caught up anywhere. If one does not get caught up in anything, there you are. You have always been. So we are the creator of our own miseries. We are the creator of our own happiness. In that sense. And who are we actually? Neither the creator of miseries, neither the creator of happiness. We are of the nature of Atman. If everything is Atman, then where is the seeking, where is the bondage? There is no seeking, there is no bondage. See? So this point is very important, that Atman, the essential self that we are, that is our essence, has the inherent potentiality to multiply to express as the multiplicity. And it does so, it withdraws the multiplicity, the consciousness, the phenomena withdraws itself in deep sleep and expresses itself in dream and waking. You think at this moment that the Atman and the world is separate. Prakriti is other than the spirit. That is Sankhya Yoga. We are studying Ishvara Advaya Vad. Everything is nothing but that one reality. Every wave is nothing but the ocean. Ocean is nothing but the water. In other words, ocean and wave are nothing but the water. The phenomena of ocean and the wave is not that it is inherent within the total infinite waters. Waters don't say, now I'm going to create the Indian Ocean, I'm going to create the Great Southern Ocean, I'm going to create the Pacific Ocean. It doesn't say that. It just happens. But where is all this happening? Within the water, as the water. So water is supporting, in this language, is having the inherent potentiality to express as many oceans and infinite waves, but itself is not affected by the oceans or the waves, is not influenced by the ocean or the waves, is not corrupted by the ocean or the waves, is not identified with the ocean or the waves. Now in this light you apply it on yourself. You are the consciousness. You are the knower. That waking dream come and go. In the waking, the waker and the waking world and the waking body instruments are there. In the dream, the dreamer, the dream body and the dream instruments and the dream world is there. And both of these are unmanifest in the deep sleep. So the one who knows these three, who is he? He is this Satchidananda Ghana. He is that Atman. He is that infinite reality, pure consciousness, within whom the potentiality to manifest, to express as the waking dream and deep sleep is inherent. He supports the expression of the three, waking, dream and deep sleep, but himself is never influenced, corrupted, entangled in the waking, dream and deep sleep. That is our true disposition. But who do we think we are? We have lost the plot. So we look forward to sleep. We look forward to get engaged in the waking world. We want to fancifully imagine in the dream. And that's not enough. In the waking and the dream, then we get attached to something else also, something and someone, and keep getting entangled and entangled and entangled and lose the plot completely, and then we blame God, why you have forsaken me. Why you have forsaken me? You yourself have got entangled by giving value and importance, and then we blame God that why you have forsaken me. The pure self has never forsaken us. It is us. It is the real me. It was always, it is always, and it will always be. Anyatra dharmat, anyatra dharmat, anyatra asmat, krita kritat. It is other than all coming and going. It is other than all the opposites. We have, by our own desire, or by our own will, we have got caught up in all this. We had chosen to be. Stop choosing. The knower known knowledge, all are one in the pure Atma. Atma Tattva, says Sant Jnaneshwar. So from the one pure self, which is supporting the expression of the phenomena of waking, dream, deep sleep. What is waking? Waker, waking world and waking experience. Dream is dream, dreamer, dream world and dream experience, which is told here as the knower known knowledge. The self is supporting the expression of the Triputi. Where is the Triputi? In the potentiality, in the Shakti, in the Avyakta, which is Trigunatmika. When it expresses as Trigunatmika Shakti, Sattva Rajas Tamas. Knower known knowledge, waking experience, waking world. Waker is the knower. Known is the waking world, and knowledge is the experience that the waker is having with reference to the known, the waking world. And this is going on everywhere. This is going on everywhere. What? Forever. So you are also supporting. Then why do you choose to be the waker? Stop being the waker. Allow the phenomena of waking to happen. Allow the phenomena of dream to happen. Allow the phenomena of deep sleep to happen. You stand apart. For that we have to reduce. Why? I should not say reduce. We have to increase our attention on the self. This giving attention to the self is also in the Prakriti only anyway. So we should say that you have to reduce your engagement, giving importance to the world and giving importance to the self. And while this dialogue is going on in your mind, knowing that I am other than this dialogue, I am other than this. Now I am withdrawing the mind from the outer world and I am putting the mind onto the essential self, knowing fully well that this inward movement of the mind is also the phenomena which is supported, because you know it. The true knower knows this waking knower, knows this dream knower. The man is transcendental to all the roles that he is playing. Recognize this. All we have to do is recognize. All we have to do is discover. All we have to do, I'm using the word, we have to do. But I can only speak that way. We have to just be. Let everything undo itself at its own pace. The knower known knowledge, all are one in the pure Atma Tattva, says Sant Jnaneshwar. Therefore, how can words play any role? The one who is telling, the one who is told, and that which is told, the trio is one and the same. Huh? The waker is also the Atma Tattva, the waking world is also Atma Tattva, the pure self, and the waking experience is also nothing but the pure self. So pure self playing with pure self is the phenomena. Is this not true in the dream? The mind alone is the knower, the mind alone is the known, and the mind alone is the experience for all the dream people. So mind playing with itself is called dream. Mind playing with itself or consciousness playing with itself is called the waking. Why do you get caught up? If you can digest it, good. Otherwise, sleep. Someday it will click. And wherever there is word, there is only plurality and ignorance. Someone suggested, let the next retreat be Dakshinamurti Stotram. That is what this is. Maunam, silence. No use, no need of words. They are not against words. We are not against words. Water is not against expression of ocean or wave. But while supporting it, it remains transcendental to it, unaffected by it. If that example is understood, apply it on yourself. Don't say, I am the support of everything. The self, the essence that I am.
Alert from calendar, Harmony Day.
Then we are in true harmony. The self is supporting. The phenomena is, whatever is coming and going is phenomena. It's existing in its own absence. That is what we were told. In Ishvara Advaivad, whatever is phenomena, the material that has gone into the phenomena is none other than the infinite self. The material that has gone into the total ocean and the individual wave is nothing but the water. Exactly the same way. Every seer, seen and seeing, hearer, heard and hearing, experience, experienced and experiencing, knower, known, knowing, etc., etc., etc. Everything is nothing but the pure consciousness. And where is that pure consciousness? What is that pure consciousness? That is my essence. Instead of being that, I am continuously taking a position always in reference to something. Right now, I have taken a position, I am the speaker. You have taken the position, I am the listener. And what is the truth? That one alone at one point is expressing as the speaker, at another point expressing as the listener, and at the third point the interaction which is going on, the experience which is taking place, that is the third. But it is that one alone. But because of our obsession with forms, because of our obsession with objectivity, the teacher is separate to student, the teaching is understood or not understood, or little understood or misunderstood. All this is because we have given it too much importance. While this interaction is going on, you didn't create it, it's happening. You didn't ask me to speak, I am speaking. You didn't ask the mind ears to listen. They are listening. They will be listening to something else if it was not this. So today they came here. The eyes are seeing, the ears are listening. The mind is taking in the stimuli. It is also doing it. What are you doing? Instead of saying, I understand, I don't understand. Oh, this is a bit difficult. Oh, this is confusing. Oh, this is so easy. Oh, this is who I am. Stop. You be the one. Let the phenomena continue. Don't take the ownership of the phenomena. Don't take the ownership. That's where we make the mistake. And ownership, I have told you many times, ownership happens by giving value and importance. You don't need scriptures to know you are alive. You don't need scriptures to tell you you are conscious. You got the point. You don't need the scriptures. You don't need the teacher also. Everyone, I shouldn't say everyone. Self is self-existing. Self is self-knowing. Now don't take the word self-existing. What does it mean? It will bring about more thoughts. What is self-knowing? How do I know the self? How the self is knowing itself? If it is not with the words, then how? Stop, man. No words can reveal the self. And all thinking is by way of words only. Till this doesn't click, that I have to remain silent, that I have to stop seeking. And at the relative level, if you want to do it, then purify. Focus on the self. Keep contemplating these examples which are given here by Jnaneshwar Maharaj. Each example is potent. These are the pointers. So wherever there is word, there is plurality. Whose expression is plurality? Ignorance. Another way, incomplete knowledge. Which knowledge? That I am complete. I am always complete. There has never been a time that I am not complete in essence. That is my true nature. Then what is this? That I am a man, I am a husband. All this is acquired nature. This is not your true nature. This is all phenomenal, worthy of discarding. And whatever is worthy of discarding, whatever is fluctuating, whatever is not permanent, is expression of whatever is appearing as many. Whatever is appearing in reference to, all that is nothing but expression of ignorance. So don't. Therefore, if there is nothing other than the pure self, the pure knowledge, how can there be any possibility of introducing knowledge to knowledge? Because there is no two-ness, there is no need of introduction. That's exactly what we said just now. Scriptures cannot reveal. Scriptures are nothing but words. What we are speaking is nothing but words. What you are hearing is nothing but words. What mind is thinking is nothing but words. All these are important in revealing the self. If we continue this disposition of acquiring knowledge through objectivity, and that's how we have been brought up, that's how we have been programmed. We have to change the program, because then we apply the same program when it comes to the self. I need to know the self objectively. And what is objectively? Through thinking, I want to come to know the self. It is not going to be possible. Every time you try, you will come to a wall. You will not be able to enter. You will not be able to be. And then that leads to fear, confusion, depression, etc. Don't go in that direction. Don't seek it objectively. The healthy approach will be allow the mind to seek objectively, but what it is seeking, you be that. And what will happen when you be that? The mind will stop seeking. Or am I foolish to seek myself when I am already? Seeking is in the mind, is in the potentiality. When I identify with the seeking, I become the seeker. So, where is the seeker? In the mind. Another role. But I have unclutched from it. The mind was seeking, but the seeker is not born. Why? I am. Let just be. When it doesn't find a seeker, the mind which was seeking, it will just die its own death. Meaning, it will go back to its source. Meaning, it will become silent. Understand these principles. For whom is the understanding? For the mind, not for the self. Why we are saying understand these principles? Because mind is seeking objectively. Mind doesn't even know the principles on which it is working, because it is lost in the principles that it is my duty to take care of my children, it is my duty to take care of my wife, it is my duty to take care of my husband. It's lost only in these bloody damn things, in survival, in satiating its desires, in satiating its hunger. It's caught up in the loop, so it doesn't know anything else other than the loop. So don't be the mind. Allow the mind to function. It is already programmed. You stand apart from the mind. Because there is no two-ness, there is no need of introduction. No need of introduction. You don't need a teacher and scriptures to introduce the self to you. You are you. You have always been the pure consciousness, the Atman. You are the Atman. You will continue to be the Atman. No amount of words spoken by a teacher, No amount of words spoken by the scriptures, no amount of experiences are going to be able to reveal the self to you. Because you are already that, Tattvamasi. These statements they are very powerful. With such intensity, we'll never be able to contemplate on our own. So the satsang. And it's okay, it is good. You are an individual, you are a seeker. But don't remain a seeker for the rest of your life. Running from one temple to the other, from one teacher to the other, from one book to another book, from one god to another god. Why? I am a seeker. No. We are the substratum, in essence. As the consciousness, we are the substratum. Thus, all the examples given so far only go to establish this point. It is neither possible nor necessary for the gold to beautify itself, for the light to illumine itself. See these languages, for the gold to beautify itself, then we come to, this is the language of totality. But from Atmic point of view, it is neither possible nor necessary for the gold to beautify itself, for the light to illumine itself, or for the rasa to taste itself. So also there is no possibility for declaring the truth by the word, nor is it necessary to do so. So we don't have to keep repeating, I am the self, I am the self, I am not the mind, I am not the mind. Do we keep saying, I am the body, I am the body, I am the body? Oh, I am seeing you. Oh, I am the eyes. That's why this seeing was possible. Oh, I am listening. Oh, I am the ears. And I am the ability behind the ears because of which these wonderful words are able to be cognized. You don't say, you will be put into mental asylum if you do that. As much as you are unaffected, as much as our mind, as this consciousness that I am, the being that I am, is unaffected by whatever is going on in the mind, in the senses, in the world. Because if it was worried, then he won't be able to go to sleep. If he was worried, because he is not worried, who? The I. Therefore, waking, dream and deep sleep are coming and going every day. It doesn't matter to the I, the pure consciousness. It doesn't matter. The phenomena is going and going, coming and going. So also in the waking, the phenomena, seeing is coming and going, hearing is coming and going, smelling is coming and going, phenomena of words is coming and going. Then who are you? You are the untouched one. Wave or ocean can never touch the water. They can never touch the water. The moment they touch the water, they lose their identity. The moment the husband tries to seek, tries to be the man, the husband will vanish. Where is multiplicity? In the mind. What is the mind trying? Trying to touch the pure consciousness, trying to seek out the essence. The moment it does that, if it is sincere, all the words, all the experiences, all the triputis will vanish in toto. See? As much as the father, husband, son are ghosts, virtual realities existing in their own absence, that much the seer, hearer, toucher, taster, feeler, they are also ghosts. Feeler and thinker is also a ghost. Who owns all these ghosts is the ego, that is also a ghost. That ego again expresses as the waking ego, dream ego, and deep sleep ego. Also ghosts. You are living a ghostly life. Catch this. Catch this ephemerality of who we have thought ourselves to be. You are the original. Without change, without corruption. You have always been, you are, and you will ever be. Now don't start thinking, I don't want to be like this body again. We are not talking about the body. We are talking about the Atma. So if you are the Atma and all the words are in the mind, and mind can never come to know, or mind in its journey to know the self has to lose itself, then what remains is the Atma alone. Then if that is where we have to reach, no words, then why employ words to explain? Why employ words to contemplate? Why not remain silent? There is no possibility for declaring the truth by the word, nor is it necessary to do so. The only spiritual sadhana is to keep silent. The only spiritual sadhana is to keep silent. Maunam vyakhyat. This knowledge, sarva atmatvam, sarva atmatvam, is attained by Shravanam, Mananam, and reflection and repetition, Dakshinamurti Stotram. So this knowledge, which knowledge? The self-knowledge. Sarva Atmatvam means I am the self. This self is all that there is. Sarvam Khalvidam Brahma, Sarvam Khalvidam Atman. There is nothing else but the self, and that I am. If you are not that at this moment, then what do? Shravanam Mananam. What it will tell you? Don't do anything. What does satsang tell you? Remain silent. What does the Dakshinamurti tell you, or any satsang tells you? Keep quiet, stop thinking. You cannot know the truth by word, you cannot comprehend the truth by mind. That conclusion you already have come to because you have tried. And yet we come to satsang to hear that again. But we have to keep repeating it, keep exposing. One day, by grace of divine, it will click. In the 10th verse of the Dakshinamurti Stotram, what does it say? तेन अस्य श्रवणात् तदर्थमननात् ध्यानात् च संकीर्तनात्. So, तेन अस्य श्रवणात् तदर्थमननात् ध्यानात् च. So, shravanam, mananam, dhyanam, sankirtanat, and rest of the time keep humming away the divine name. Who is saying? Dakshinamurti. Who is he? The one who remains always silent. He is telling. The best reflection takes place not by talking but in silent contemplation of these thoughts again and again till the knowledge is revealed to oneself. It is not, this is a bottle, I know this is a bottle, now I know it. I know the shape, I know its purpose, I know everything about it. I can use it now. Is this how you will come to know the self objectively? Now I know the self. Here action was required. I had to go out, my eyes had to fall on it, my hand had to go and touch it. So it was an objective approach. Is this the approach which is going to work with regards to the self that we are? No. Then what do? We take the pointers, we listen to the pointers in satsang, shravanad, mananad, we contemplate, we think about it. What is the impact of those statements? Something which has caught our imagination, something that triggered us. We sit with it. When we keep contemplating on that example or on that word or on that what it is indicating, we go into dhyan. Keep doing this again and again, again and again, again and again. Just as till today, you are still practicing to be a good husband. You are still practicing to be a good father. You are still practicing to be a good citizen. You are still practicing to be a healthy person. You have not perfected any one of them because you are not born as that. You fell into those roles and now you are trying to get better and better and better with every passing day. You want the phenomena to be perfect. It is not possible. Phenomena means change. And if you are giving value to the change, you are killing yourself while being alive. And you are the indestructible one. You are the indestructible one, the self. But by giving value to the instruments, by giving value to the phenomena, the moment you get entangled with phenomena, death is for sure. Oh, but I am not dead yet. You have killed the self, Upanishads say. When you have given value to the phenomena, you have forgotten the essential self. Forgetting the essential self is itself the death of the self. In that sense, self can never die. The best reflection takes place not by talking, but in silent contemplation of these thoughts again and again, till the knowledge is revealed to oneself. So it is not knowing the self, it is revelation of the self. It is revelation of the self. It is unstruck knowledge. It is not 1 plus 1 is equal to 2. So if I do this, if I do that, and then the self will reveal. No. Oh, if I am doing mananam nididhyasam and dhyan, you can keep doing it. You can keep doing it. There are many Mahatmas who have never done it and they are realized. There are many Mahatmas who have practiced this and in a short period they have got realized. There are many Mahatmas who have done Shravanam, Mananam and meditation, and for not one yuga, 2 yugas, so many yugas they are doing it, so many years they are doing it, still they are not realized. Is it potluck? Is it lottery system? No. But better than getting involved, engaged in the world, better keep engaged in contemplation of the self. Better. More peace, more tranquility at least. And when everything is in sync, then the self will reveal. When the surrender is complete, the self will reveal. When the doership and non-doership is gone, then the self will reveal. Anyatra krutat akrutat cha. It is other than the doing and not doing. Other than cause and effect. Here we are taking these words of wisdom by Jnaneshwar Maharaj as the cause, and the effect is our understanding. Oh, it was so wonderful. What wonderful words he has written. They were so succinct. They are straight away hitting the point. They are straight away taking us to the self. Cause and effect. It will not reveal anything until unless you do not accept that you are the self, in essence. And that disposition, nobody can make it happen for you. It has to happen from within. The Atma Tattva is presented by the oratory of silence. The more this is understood and practiced, the more will words lose their importance. Otherwise, one is only trapped in the dense dark forest of words and ends up as a confused individual. Shabda jalam maharanyam. Shabda, the words are traps. Shabda jalam. It's a big trap. It's like a huge forest where you enter, you are not able to find a way out. Maharanyam. So, what is the suggestion given here by Swamiji? Remain silent. Use minimum words, minimum engagement, minimum interaction. Then, as many times during the day, expose yourself to silence. Expose yourself to silence. What is required in the spiritual seeker is Shraddha and patience. Shirdi Sai Baba says, Shraddha Saburi, faith and patience. We want to find shortcuts. We want to find shortcuts to realization. If you are looking for shortcuts, there are many people who are waiting for people like you to be taken advantage of. Jhatpat enlightenment course. Pay 15,000 rupees, 1 lakh rupees, 5 lakh. The more you pay, the quicker your realization will be. And after paying that money, who is going to say that I have not realized? They will say. Because they have invested so much, they don't want to come across as a fool who paid 5 lakh rupees and still not realized. Then they start behaving funnily, they start wearing funnily like us. Think. We have to have faith. All the faiths before, faith in God, faith in Guru, faith in scriptures, they are important. But once we come to the climax, once we come to a text like Upanishads or the Amrutanubhava, now faith in oneself is necessary. That I am that. To continue having faith in God, faith in teacher, faith, all that was necessary to come to this point. But after coming to the zenith, and still we are objective. No, when God, when teacher, gaya kaam se fir. You're still giving way. The transformation is not taking place. You are still dependent. You still want the crutch of God. You still want the crutch of Guru. You still want the crutch of scriptures. But don't use without Guru you cannot know. Which Guru? Sad Guru, who is within, not the body Guru outside. The God within, not the form which you have given him outside. Not the scriptures outside, but the source of scriptures, which is nothing but the pure self. So we misconstrue the words also that we hear, because we have heard it again and again, and without understanding, without acknowledging the correct impact that it should have, without going through mananam about it. Just at face value we take it. मातृदेवो भव, पितृदेवो भव, गुरुदेवो भव, उसी में लगे रहते हैं. To get out of that, or we have to transcend that also. By Shraddha alone is the truth revealed, not by the noise of words. Noisy wisdom is no wisdom, nor is the silence of a dead mind. The real silence is that of Bhagavan Krishna, whose smile never faded in the midst of the worst calamities, who remained ever untouched by people and events, but who was ever alert, fully present in the present. This is what we learn from Krishna. Now we are thinking of silence and we want to be physically silent. I will not do this. Why? Maunam Vyakhya. What was told? Anyatra dharmat, anyatra dharmat. Anyatra asmat means cause and effect. Anyatra kritat, akritat. Anyatra bhutacha bhavyacha. Other than past and future. Other than righteousness and unrighteousness. Other than cause and effect. Other than doing and non-doing. Other than thinking and not thinking. Silence is there in sleep also. But do you know you are realized in sleep? No. So then it is only jada silence. Oh, I am sitting in meditation, there are no dreams, I was with myself, it was so peaceful. After opening eyes, can you still see the world? Yes. You went to sleep then. What do you mean? If you know the self, then then there is only self everywhere. So don't go and access inert silence. And what is the way? Don't seek silence, the inert silence. The silence of the mind must not be sought also. The silence which we are talking about is the silence of the self, which is unopposed to activity or non-activity, which is unopposed to words or no words, which is unopposed to thinking or no thinking, which is unopposed to doing and not doing. Doing and not doing is at the personality level, is at the equipment level. Who are you other than the equipment? Which is unopposed to righteous and unrighteousness, which is unopposed to past and future. And therefore you see in Krishna's life, if he has to tell lies, he will tell lies and move on. If he has to steal, he will steal and move on. One moment he shows extreme affection, next moment no affection. He lived every moment in the present moment. Didn't allow the past to corrupt the present, didn't allow the future to corrupt the present, didn't allow the experience to corrupt the present, didn't allow the equipment to corrupt the present. Equipment, body, breath, mind, intellect. Did not allow anything. Ramchandra ji was very careful. Krishna Bhagavan only frolicking through, joyful, always having a smile. Ramchandra ji having a smile on his face, very rare. Krishna always a smile. Ramchandra ji very gambhir. Krishna Bhagavan gallivanting through every experience. Nothing he takes serious. Nothing he takes not serious. He has got nothing to achieve nor nothing not to achieve. But whatever situation presents itself joyfully without any doubt. Doubt will only come when you take equipment to be real. He has never taken the equipment to be real. So always a smile on his lips. But what do? We hear all this. Yeah, all this is okay, but gaya kaam se. But it is difficult. You chose, in that sentence, that it is difficult, we have already sabotaged our potentiality. We have sabotaged our expansion. We have sabotaged the possibility of revelation. And what have we reinforced? We have reinforced individuality. We have reinforced that I am the mind. We have reinforced that I am the individual. We have reinforced that I am ignorant. The moment we ask a question, we are reinforcing all these things. We are accepting we are ignorant. Arey Baba, you are of the nature of knowledge. And you ask a question. Why you ask a question? Because you have this belief about yourself that I don't know. In other words, you have accepted you are ignorant, which is totally contrary to what you should be contemplating on. See how we commit suicide with every question. Instead, have the courage, have the faith to dissolve the question itself. How do you dissolve the question? You must have heard it many times. To whom is the question coming? That's how the question gets dissolved. No, but I wanted the answer. What is the answer going to prove to you? It was someone else is going to reply. Did you find your own answer? You have to come to your mind has to come to a resolution within itself. By listening to if you ask a question and someone replies, that is not an answer. That is only a reply. It is second hand. Answer is always first hand, from within. Answer should be your own experience, should be your own conclusion. See? So this silence which we are talking about is transcendental to all the opposites. That silence. So it is not opposed to activity, nor it is opposed to inactivity. It is not opposed to doing, nor it is opposed to undoing. It is not opposed to thinking, nor is it opposed to not thinking. Silence. So don't look for silence at the level of mind. We are talking about the conscious silence. Chidakash. We are not talking about Chittakash. We are talking about Chidakash. In Chidakash there is no flux. Chittakash only flux. The Atma Tattva is presented by the oratory of silence. The more this is understood and practiced, the more will words lose their importance. Otherwise, one is only trapped in the dense dark forest of words and ends up as a confused individual. What is required in the spiritual seeker is Shraddha and patience. By Shraddha alone is the truth revealed, not by the noise of words. Noisy wisdom is no wisdom, nor is the silence of a dead mind. Dead mind, jada. We are not talking about the inert silence. Chittakash goes through inert silence. Chidakash, no inert silence. It is the real silence is that of Bhagwan Krishna whose smile never faded in the midst of the worst calamities, who remained ever untouched by people and events, but who was ever alert, fully present in the present. Are we ever present, fully present in the present? Or we get swayed with every passing breeze, like those leaves on the tree? Gaya, 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 gaya. Or are we maintaining the poise? Are we being the roots and the trunk, or are we the leaves? The leaves sway with the passing wind. The trunk remains as it is, solid, grounded. Grounded where? Grounded within the self as the self. This is the solid knowledge where the knower known have merged. This is Chit Ghana. This is the solid knowledge. This is the solid space. This is the Chidakash. Which doesn't get affected by the coming and going of Chittakash or Bhutakash. Chittakash doesn't get affected by the coming and going of Bhutakash. Chidakash doesn't get affected by the Chittakash. Just as Bhutakash, gross space, is only a projection of the Chittakash, the mental space, so also Chidakash is all pervasive. In that, Chittakash and Bhutakash are only imaginations. But the material is conscious space. सोचना है ऐसे. You contemplate like this and take the world. World is the outer, the whole world is in the space. The space is, how do I know the space? Because I got a mind. Mind is also nothing but space where all the thoughts are coming and going. Oh, so the space is only a thought in my mind. Yes. Then what is mind? Where did the mind come from? Oh, Chidakash. Who is pervading the mind? Mind is nothing but consciousness. Oh, so Chidakash is pervading the mind also. Then what are the thoughts? Thoughts are like waves, pervaded by the water. Thoughts are also pervaded by Chidakash. Oh my God, so I am the Chidakash. I should not be too fixated on the thoughts and concepts and ideas and blah blah blah. Sit with this, you will vanish. All individuality will vanish. मजा आ गया. Thank you for allowing me to contemplate in this manner. If I have to read it myself, I will never think so deeply. Because you are there, all listening, because my mind is there listening, so these words are coming out. Prompted by Swamiji's word, but we are going deeper. We are unfolding it even more. ये है सत्संग का मजा. While talking, you are there. While listening, you are there. This is loud contemplation. And you are there. The eyes may close, eyes may not close. The mind may be silent, mind may not be silent. Who cares? Instead of going into the next verse, sit quietly in meditation for next whatever time, for some moments. पूर्णमदा पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरिः ॐ श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ॐ